It's 4 o'clock on a Monday, and you know what that means. It's time for another exciting episode of Taxi TV Live. Yeah, baby. Thank you, fake audience. Thank you ever so much, fake band. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How are you guys? Let's get the old chat room open. See who's in there so far. Everybody's coming late. Let's see. We've got Bubbles, of course. Hey, Bubbles, Mary Band, Ken DePotter, Mitchter, Mojo. Scanning. Let's see. EO, Craig, Robert, Brandon Sturiali. Brandon, I keep meaning to ask you, do you have a cousin or a sister named Pat Sturiali? I worked with Melanie. I got a brand new pair of roller skates, Melanie, back in like 1979 or 80, somewhere around there. And one of the background singers with her was a lovely young lady named Pat Sturiali. I really liked working with her. Crashical, Danny Weber, EO, Jesse Peck, Joseph Bradley, Mark Doyle, McGraw Music, McGath. The gang is all here. All right. So, hope you guys had a great weekend. I've got to say, last night, my wife and I and our 15-year-old went to see, we haven't been to a movie in a while, and we normally try and go to like one movie a week. Love those music credits. And last night we went to see Jungle Book, which frankly I wasn't all that thrilled about seeing. I never really liked it that much as a kid. But man, oh man, even if you don't have kids, because I mean our 15-year-old's not a kid at this point, but go see that movie. It got a 94% on Rotten Tomatoes, so that was a pretty good endorsement. And it was amazingly good. Not just really good, not just excellent, but like amazingly good. So there you go. Go see it. What else did I want to tell you? Brandon says, wow, I don't come for a month and then I get a Taxi TV shout out. Well, I'm waiting for the big news. Are you related to Pat or not? Come on. Scrolling up, see, don't know Pat, but Lost Realities are musical people. Cool. She was from I want to say Boston or upstate New York area. Anyway, she was great. Loved working with her. So, also want to let you guys know that you may have seen it in my email that went out yesterday, but just in case you missed it, we just found out from a music supervisor, somebody who I have tremendous respect for. She's very discerning, hard to please. It sounds a little cruel, but she's got great ears, and she's picky, very professional, very picky, doesn't let stuff slide. Ended up using 8 songs from Taxi members in an indie film. I don't think everything is 100%. It's like 98% etched in stone. Maybe all the paperwork isn't done, so not going to give out names yet, but 8 pieces in one indie film is just a big damn deal. Like I said, we go to movies a lot, and I always stick around for the credits. And yeah, sometimes you'll see like 3 pieces from a particular library, or 3 or 4 or 5 pieces from like Warner Special Products, or a particular label, but 8 pieces in one film is just, I don't think I've ever seen that many pieces of music in a single film, unless, you know, it was somebody huge that had an acting part in the film, and they cut a deal with the film company maybe to get a lot of their music in the movie. Anyway, I think that was a big damn deal. When will we know the film when it comes out? It's an indie film. It's probably going to, the indie circuit first. Hopefully it'll get picked up at one of the festivals and get national distribution. I don't know much more than that, other than the music soup on it is somebody that I have tremendous respect for. Also, I found out today, one of the publishers we work with emailed me to let me know that he had 18 placements in Vice on HBO, and of those 18 placements, 15 of those were Taxi members. So 15 out of 18 placements, not in a single episode of Vice, but I think altogether for the quarter. So Funky says, has the show started? I can't see anything. Am I doing something wrong? Possibly. I hope everybody else is seeing something. I am living on the edge, as I said in the chat room before the show started. I upgraded our bandwidth today. I was feeling lucky, and I'm going with medium bandwidth. Hopefully you guys are getting a little better picture and a little better audio today. Normally I broadcast in like low bandwidth on the mobile setting just because even though we've got pretty fast pipes around here, for some reason Ustream does not like us. And every now and then, it seems to be only when I have guests that the bandwidth goes to I can't talk, goes to hell in a handbasket and the show drops out. So hopefully we won't get any of that today. Rob Spencer says, visual is okay, Michael. Gosh, I'm looking very tan today, or kind of red, actually. All right, so I got that. Okay, so we're going to listen today to forwards and returns. I had Bria put together 6 forwards and 6 returns, and this was from a listing for a TV commercial, which we don't know if the commercial got finished yet, if any of our stuff, or if one of our things made it in there or not. I do know that the person who ran the listing is somebody who's well connected to the person producing the commercial. It was about a $30,000 music budget. We had 143 submissions for that. And of those, 14 songs got forwarded. So about a 10% forward rate on that. Not that we worked by the numbers. Waddy says, oh no, look at Michael's shirt. Must be laundry day. You have a great memory, and you are so right. I dropped off a bunch of shirts at the laundry today and picked some up, but I figured I hadn't worn this one. People who've been around for a while know that I wear this shirt when I'm like desperate because I really don't like it all that much. So I only put it on when there's nothing else that works. Plus, I have to eliminate about 70% of my shirts because they are striped, and stripes don't work well on TV or on the internet or on camera. So I can't wear a lot of the shirts. That's why you see me in about the same 4 or 5 shirts over and over and over. Oh, Mojo says the picture is much nicer. Maybe I should scoot out of the frame and get even better. All right, so let's read the listing for this $30,000 commercial. And here's what it said. Warm, emotionally upbeat songs with male or female vocals and lyric themes that include the greeting hello, either directly or indirectly. See below for more info. Are urgently needed for an estimated $30,000 non-exclusive direct-to-supervisor placement in a national TV commercial. Here's some good inside info for you on this pitch. Quoting the Music Soup. The spot I'm working on has a lot of voiceover in it and is centered on the idea of the greeting hello in various ways. Many ways exemplified in the spot are greeting others through technology, Skype, text, calling, etc. So a slight electronic element or electronic hybrid sound will work well, but I'm still open to non-electric sounds as well, or too. The song should ideally be warm, inviting, and upbeat. The writer should have the instrumental on hand if his or her song is selected, so the editors can cut around the voiceover in the spot and wrap it up with maybe one lyrical tagline. So you know the deal. You've seen commercials where it's like voiceover, 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 and at the end, hello, hello, just to close it out. Please submit fresh contemporary songs that are rhythmically and melodically inviting with a vocal performance that's equally engaging. The genre and instrumentation can vary for this pitch, but you'd be wise, whatever genre you choose, to keep your submissions lighthearted, lively, and emotionally upbeat. Most advertising requires or asks for music that's emotionally upbeat, unless, of course, it's for a funeral home. Taxi tip. Think of the different ways to say hello, formal and informal. Hi, hey, what's up? Yo, hiya, howdy, greetings, why, hello there, etc., etc., etc. The more universal your lyrics are, the better, so please avoid specific names, places, dates, times, and brands. Broadcast quality is needed. Great sounding home recordings are fine. The estimated sync fee is $30,000 all inclusive. You'll keep 100% ownership of your master, publishing, and the writer's share. The license will be non-exclusive for worldwide use because it'll be on the internet as well, and in perpetuity, meaning that you grant them the right to use it forever because it's on the internet. You must own or control your master and composition to submit to this pitch. All submissions will be screened on a yes-no basis by a taxi screener. I think that meant to say by a taxi screener connected to the music supervisor. Of course, it's going to be screened on a yes-no basis by a taxi screener. So I think we left out a few words. No full critiques. Please submit 1 to 3 songs online no later than 11:59 p.m. on Monday, March 28th. Okay, so there you go. Keep that close at hand so I can pull it out. All right, I am ready to go. Let's fire up my little flying saucer, and it's amazing how many songs for this pitch actually had the word hello. No surprise there. Okay, and here comes the first one, and it is actually called Hello.
All I can do is hope and pray that you'll walk by again today. No, I don't even know your name, so hello will be the first thing that I say. Hello. Hello today. When I see you on your way, I can't wait for another day. A simple greeting is all it takes. Hope I can find the nerve to say it. Hello, hello, hello. I'll say hello today. Maybe tomorrow I could ask you your name. Maybe the next day we could walk a little ways, but for now I just want to hear you say hello, hello, hello. I'll say hello today. I'll say hello today. I'll say hello today. I'll say hello today.
All right, I'm noticing we've got some new people that don't know about Adblocker. Before the next show, go to Google, download Adblocker for whatever version of whichever browser you're going to be using, and install Adblocker, and that should help you not have commercials jump up and kind of ruin the show. Okay, so the drill is, I forgot to tell you this before I played it, we play it and you guys have to guess if that's a forward or a return. So you vote with a +1 if you think it's a forward and a -1. I don't know if that's the right way or not. -1 if you think it's not a forward. So that one, cast your votes. +1 if you think it was a forward, -1 if you think it was not a forward. We're doing this to fine-tune the old ears. Watching those votes roll in. It's better than the primaries. Actually, this year, anything would be better than the primaries, no matter which side of the aisle you prefer to be on. And by the way, I saw somebody asking again, this is probably late to the show. We had, where'd my sheet go? I think 143 submissions and 14 forwards. That's not a whole lot of submissions for something with a big payout on it, but my guess is because it needed the word hello in it. All right, it's a little tougher pitch. So Paulie is back in action. I'm guessing his son is watching with him. Thanks, you guys, doing the tallies for us. So we've got 26 forwards and 6 not forwards, 6 returns. All right, a couple more dribbling in, but those of you who voted for a forward, you were correct. That was a forward, and obviously the chorus on that would work really well. You could just have the acoustic guitar laying underneath the dialogue and the voiceover, and then all of a sudden bring up the hello, hello at the end. I think that would work really well. It was certainly, where's the listing? Of course, now I can't find what I wanted to refer to, but something about warm and emotionally uplifting and inviting and all that good stuff, which that was. It didn't have an electric component in there, electronic component in there, but it didn't say that you had to have that. It just said it might be cool, but the supervisor did say, I'm open to hearing stuff that didn't have that as well. Okay. Yeah, so they would want an instrumental version. A lot of times when somebody takes your music, especially for a commercial, they're going to want you to do a mix minus vocal at the same level for the instrumentals, and they would just simply edit using all the instrumental stuff until right after the voiceover's out near the end, and then bring up the hello, hello, and then adios, goodbye. So there you have it. Now, let's listen to another one. And remember, don't cast your votes before we're done listening, because you could sway other voters. That would be like, walking out of a polling place yelling, I voted for that guy. Not that you'd probably sway him, but, you never know. Okay, this one is called Top of the Morning to Ya. Top of the Morning. I inserted the to ya. Here we go.
Hey, hey, it's a new day. I can't wait to go out and play and say, ooh, 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 ooh. Taking in the flowers, listening to the birds. Magic morning hours, have you heard? Everything is fresh and new. Another day for me and you to go. Ooh, 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 ooh. We'll be lazy as we please, or busy as the bees, buzzing in the flowers in the trees. What do you say? Let's go out in the new day and say, ooh, top of the morning to ya. 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 go out and play and say, ooh, 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 ooh. Breathe in the flowers, whistle with the birds. Magic morning hours, have you heard? Everything is fresh and new. Another day for me and you to go. Ooh, ooh, ooh. We'll be busy as the bees, or lazy as we please, swaying with the flowers in the breeze. What do you say? Let's go out in the new day and say, ooh, top of the morning to ya. Ooh, top of the morning to ya. Ooh, top of the morning to ya. Ooh, top of the morning to ya.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, cast your votes. +1 if you think the screener, screener singular, I believe in that one, forwarded that, or -1 if you thought the screener returned it. Cast your votes. I am waiting with bated breath to see what you guys thought. Somebody's coming out of stealth mode. All right. That's right. I don't even need to count or even attempt to count because Paulie and his son do it for me. Thank you. Yeah, it can be any form of hello. So far, we've got 6 forwards, 25 returns. A few more votes coming in late. Those are the people that show up at the polling place after they carry the little booths away. All right. So I think that the people who voted for returning that one are the big winners on that vote, and they're right. And I think the number one reason, I mean, it had kind of a, had a thing, but top of the morning, too specific, right? I know that seems like a really picky thing, but what if there's nothing in the commercial that has to do with morning? Kind of narrows it down a little. Tim Walter said the whistle wasn't buttoned down, seemed to vary in volume. I was happy, but it didn't change at all. More of a song than a cue, which, I don't think they asked for a cue. No, they asked for songs, which is somewhat standard for commercials. Although, I've got to say, I've seen a couple things change in the world of commercials. We started running a lot of listings for commercials in 2008, 2009, 2010, somewhere around there. And back then, man, the ad agencies that I was meeting with in New York were like, do not send us anything from libraries. We don't want anything from production music libraries. As a matter of fact, after the first meeting that I went to, the guy that was making a lot of the introductions for me, who was a 17-year veteran of doing music at big agencies in New York, he pulled me out of the elevator and onto the street in New York. He said, "Don't ever say the L word. They don't want stuff from libraries. Libraries are uncool." That's changed. A lot of music from libraries is getting used in commercials these days. So it's funny how things change. I think a lot of that has to do with the quality of the music that's in libraries. It's more authentically artist-driven sounding stuff, and that's generally what they want. Libraries just have better music. And where's it coming from? You guys. Was it me, or did the melody sound a little dated? Somebody earlier said it sounded a little bit corny. It bordered on that. It is a little old-fashioned maybe, but in the right context it could have worked. But I think that the big killer probably right away for the screener was the fact that it said, "Top of the morning to ya." Could have been for Lucky Charms. All right, let's listen to another one. And, how's the audio level for you guys, by the way? Is whistling out? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know that anything is ever out. Everything's a possibility. All right, great audio level. Great. Awesome. Okay, let's proceed. This one is called Interface, not Interfaith. Interface. Here we go.
Take another breath. Hear you when you hear the song, like you never left. Fast, you gotta think fast, deep with every thought. Know we got a long path, know we got a lot, know we got a lot. Hey, hey, Lord. Wanna know how you are? Hey, hey, Lord. We okay, we okay. Miles above the walls of death, far beyond the night. Some are bringing heat and death, some will see the light. Holding every moment, breaking every law. Get us back on meeting, and we know we got it now. And we're gonna stop and say, hey, Lord, wanna know how you are? Hey, hey, Lord, we okay, we okay, Lord, wanna know
cast your votes. +1 if you would forward that, -1 if you would return it. And while you're casting your votes, I'll address, somebody said, why doesn't he play the music directly into the computer? Doesn't work that way with Ustream. I mean, it's, put it this way. It's thousands of dollars to set up a rig where I would have you can't just have a mixer. And you can import the stuff into Ustream and then click on little things that I see that you don't, and blah, blah, blah. But then I can't talk over it unless I wear headphones. I'm not going to wear headphones. So that's why we don't do it. Wendy Lander says, I like it, so it must be dated. I'm curious to see what the tally is. Hopefully Paulie and his son haven't gone for dinner. Hey, you know who's not been around? Can't think of his name. What's his name? From Cleveland. Restaurant guy. Totally drawn a blank on. Scott. Where has Scott been lately? Okay, Paulie says, as of now, we have 5 forwards, 28 returns. We've been looking for a solution for the audio thing for years, Craig. There are solutions, but they're thousands of dollars, and still doesn't really give you the ability to talk over it because of feedback loops. And Ustream has a thing that when it feeds back, it just shuts off the mic. Okay, so I'm going to say that the returns far outweighed the forwards, and you guys would be correct. It was a cool song. There was something kind of indie and trendy and light and pleasant. Kind of, let's put the top down on the car and crank up the music. And so it was cool, but the vocals were hard to understand, and it felt more like it was an indie film kind of song rather than a TV commercial kind of song. So Funky says stylized equals indie sound equals more current. I don't really understand that. Anyway, there's a way to mix audio into Ustream broadcast, but it's a pain in the arse. I did a few years ago, the radio broadcast, but it's not seamless. Yeah, it's definitely not. We tried it a few times early on, and there were so many times where I'd be like, not realizing the audio had been shut off because we had a slight little bit of feedback. Anyway, I like that, but it wasn't forwarded, and I'm guessing that because it just didn't make the hello or anything related to that lyrically really pop, and they wanted that. That was the main thing that they wanted from the song. So there you go. All right, let's move on. And this one is called Hello, Hello. Let's have a listen.
Hello, hello, hello.
Cast your votes. +1 if you would forward that, -1 if you would return it. I am dying to see your votes. And while you're casting your votes, I want to let you know some fairly exciting news. Somebody asked in the chat room, why don't we repost this stuff on SoundCloud? We don't really have the legal right to do that, so we can't. But kind of along those same lines is we are going to start probably in about a week posting the forwards for listings on our blog on a daily basis. So, but the one thing I know that's going to not upset everybody, freak everybody out, is we don't necessarily get to the listings in the chronological order of the deadline dates that are in the listings. Because even though a listing came in, 5 weeks ago and has a deadline, let's say, of May 3rd, something else that has a deadline of May 6th may actually be more urgent or have less submissions. There are a lot of variable factors that play into it, so we may get to one before the other. So while they won't be coming up in chronological order, we are going to start posting who got forwarded and their song titles in the what do you call it? Not the forum. I guess we could do it on the forum. But we're going to do it on the Taxi website in the blog area. So we'll send out an email and let you guys know. All right. Polly says 34 people said they would forward that and 10 people said they would not. All right. And those of you who voted for forwarding that would be correct. The screener did, in fact, forward that one. It doesn't get any more straight ahead than that. Hello, hello. That might be the last time that I ever sing on the show. Anyway, there you go. Oh, but I see people saying, yeah, I'd love to hear this stuff, but we can only post the song title or the instrumental's name and the person's name, because got to remember, not all Taxi members who submit have their music facing the public, available for the public to hear. They want to keep it private. So we can't post some stuff because we're not allowed to. Some people like to keep that stuff private. They're afraid that maybe somebody will jack their idea or criticize them. I don't know. So, you will be able to see a list of, here's what the listing number is, here's what the listing said, these are the titles and that got forwarded and the people who created them. That much we can do. Mojo says, it stuck with the theme, didn't develop it. But you know what? 30 seconds ain't time enough for development. That's right. That's what we call arrested development. The bouncy little instrumental thing, it's got the electronic component that they mentioned would be cool. Not a necessity, but they thought it would be cool. And it also had a nice strong hello, hello, which would be great at the end. So I like that one a lot. I think that one is really well suited for commercials. Okay, moving on. This one is called Say Hello. And let's have a listen, see how it sounds. Getting a lot of late comers today. Hello, late people. Just so you know, we're playing songs from the $30,000 commercial listing we ran a little more than a month ago, and we're voting. +1 means you would forward it, -1 means that you would not. We want to see how close you guys come to agreeing with the screeners. Don't vote before the song is over, because you might influence your fellow voters. All right, here we go. This again is called Say Hello.
Get up in the morning, awoken by the sunshine in my eyes. And out on the pavement, all the early souls are passing by. I am the one on the road in a jovial mode. I can't hide my affection. most of my day. I'm loving our connection. Hey, good looking, hey, good morning. I just thought I'd say hello. Hey, it's a brand new day to dive into. I hope you get my memo. The clouds are like icing, painted on cerulean light. It's taken forever before I finally arrive. Somewhere along the way, I nick a bouquet. Hope you like him red and yellow. I'm going out of my way to make the most of your day. But first of all, let's say hello. Hey, good looking, hey, good morning. I just thought I'd say hello. Hey, it's a brand new day to dive into. I hope you get my memo. Hey, good looking, hey, what a morning. Sleep under the rainbow. Hey, wanna come and play? By the way, I hope you get my memo. So familiar we are, it's close to bizarre. As much as it is nice and pleasing, having lunch in the field, sleeping under the tree. When I listen, I can hear you breathing. We're going out of our way to make the most of our day. From morning to the latest evening, it's hello and never goodbye. Hey, good looking, hey, good morning. I just thought I'd say hello. Hey, it's a brand new day to dive into. I hope you get my memo. Hey, good looking, hey, what a morning. Wake up under the rainbow. Hey, wanna come and play? By the way, is it okay if I kiss you? Hey, good looking, I just thought I'd say hello.
Fluffer Puff says it alienates the ugly, homely market because it talks about, hey, good looking. All right, cast your votes if you would forward that. +1 for a forward, -1 for a return. I'm going to reread the listing for the people who arrived late. Warm, emotionally upbeat songs with male or female vocals and lyric themes that include the greeting hello, directly or indirectly. See below for more info. Are urgently needed for an estimated $30,000 non-exclusive direct-to-supervisor placement in a national TV commercial. Here's some good inside info for you on this pitch. Quoting the music supervisor, the spot I'm working on has a lot of voiceover in it, and it is centered on the idea of the greeting hello in various ways. Many ways exemplified in the spot are greeting others through technology, Skype, text, calling, etc. So a slight electronic element or electronic hybrid sound will work well, but I'm still open to non-electric sounds too. The song should ideally be warm, inviting, and upbeat. The writer should have the instrumental version on hand if his or her song is selected, so the editors can cut around the voiceover in the spot and wrap it up with maybe one lyrical tagline. Please submit fresh, contemporary songs that are rhythmically and melodically inviting with a vocal performance that's equally engaging. The genre and instrumentation can vary for this pitch, but you'd be wise, whatever genre you choose, to keep your submissions lighthearted, lively, and emotionally upbeat. Taxi tip. Think of different ways to say hello, formal and informal. Hi, hey, what's up? Yo, hiya, howdy, greetings. Why, hello there. The more universal your lyrics are, the better, so please avoid specific names, places, dates, times, and brands. Broadcast quality is needed. Estimated sync fees $30K all inclusive. You'll keep 100%, blah, blah, blah. That's all pretty much boilerplate stuff. So, Paulie's given us the numbers. We had 12 people voted for a forward. 29 said they would not forward it. I see 3 more returns that have come in. Which one was that? The screener forwarded it. I think I might have forwarded that one. It's lovable. It reminded me of the theme song to a TV show, and I can't remember which one. Um, it did sound a little bit of another era, but there was something sweet and lovable about it. And frankly, I would forward that, and obviously the Music Soup, and ultimately the person who's producing or directing the commercial would have to see it against picture and decide if they liked it. So the Music Soup might see it against picture and go, nah, I don't know. They certainly wouldn't hate our guts and say, boy, those people at Taxi are foolish. Why did they send me that? It was a happy tune. Yeah, it did remind me of the Friends theme. Mojo says that was his first whiff of the night. I assume that you mean that you missed that one. Okay, yeah, it did say it had a. You're right. It sounded like the theme from Friends a little bit. Not that this has anything to do with anything, but speaking of the theme from Friends, back around 1996, I'm going to guess. So the Taxi was about 4 years old. One of our members got a deal with DreamWorks, I think, and I had actually flown to San Fran and done demos with this member because I liked his music so much. And then when he was offered the deal, the guy who ran the listing and forwarded it was the A&R guy who was had some major grunge band. Had like 4 bands that he signed in about a 3-year period that all just blew up and made a ton of money for the label. And then the guy, let's just say, fell on hard times, but was well respected in the industry for having great ears. He got a job here. He forwarded the Taxi member to DreamWorks, and DreamWorks offered the guy a deal. So the member called me up and said, I don't even have a manager. Would you go with me to the meeting? And I said, sure. I can't negotiate anything, but I'll go. So we're sitting in the meeting, and the VP, legendary VP of A&R, like a really big, well-respected VP of A&R, so he turns to the artist and goes, so who do you want to have produce this stuff? And he looks at me and he goes, him. And I said, whoa, hold on a minute, Baba Louie. Although I did produce, I think, 2, 3, 4 demos in the guy's apartment on 8 or 16 tracks of ADAT. I said, I've got a company to run. I'm done with the studio. So I ended up going into the studio anyway. I said, here's the deal, is I will produce the rhythm tracks. And we had, one of the greatest drummers in the country, and I'm drawing a blank on his name. We had the bass player from the band Cracker, the guitar player from a famous band, and Jim Keltner on drums. And we happened to be doing it. See, there was a point to me telling this story. We happened to be doing it in the studio where they recorded the theme to Friends. And I've got to say, I had to work pretty darn hard. It was an SSL console that I was very familiar with. I knew all the outboard, knew all the mics. And I had to work really hard to make everything in that room not sound like the Friends from theme. The room really had a sound. Okay. All right. Anyway, so that one, yes, that one you guys wouldn't have forwarded, but the screener did forward it. Okay. Mojo says, yeah, I think I've heard that story. Mojo, I think you've heard every one of my stories. About twice a year I call Mojo up and we hang out on the phone for like a half an hour. He hears all the stories. Okay, let's move on. Oh, here. I saw something today. I've probably shown you guys this before, but I was cleaning out my little area behind my desk today and I found this. I'm sure I've shown it on the show, but I will show it again for those of you who are new. That is, I think I just showed this like 3 weeks ago. That's Neil Young's guitar rig. Not on the Comes a Time album. That was on what at the time when this picture was taken, it was a Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young record that ended up becoming Stills Young, Long May You Run. So there you go. There's Neil's Gretsch Country Gentleman, I believe, his black Les Paul somewhere in the shot. And he used to run his amps through a PA in the studio. Very loud. When he was doing the electric stuff, yes sirree, Bob. Very, very loud. Hey, Richard, how are you? I see Richard Emmett in there. Maybe someday you'll write a book about your life in music. Only if you write a book about your time with Frank Zappa, Mr. Emmett. Okay. Is that a Polaroid? Yes, that was a Polaroid. We had to take Polaroids every night. We would take Polaroids of sections of the console, Polaroids of the setup out in the room, because there wasn't anything like, there was no automation back when I did it. That was automation. Tape it to 4 faders, pull them down. All right, here we go. This is a song called Hey, Hi, Hello, covering all the bases. Let's have a listen. Well, that was a weird fade just bounced. All right, cast your votes. +1 if you would forward that. -1 if you thought that was a return. Brandon says he sent a blank song. It wasn't. I can't even say what it was. It was sign language. Now, be nice. Oh, you guys crack me up here. Till you're done voting, I'll hold the picture back. It's hard to do without getting a reflection of what's on the monitor. I hope I don't have anything strange in my laptop. Hard to do it in reverse. Yes, strobe tuner, garbage can. Not much else that's exciting in there. All right. 4 people said they would forward it. 35 said they would not. And the people who said they would not forward it came up big winners on this one. Congratulations. Michael, I don't know how you say it. Michael Mishnya says it might be easier to count zeros instead of -1. That's true, but we don't want anybody to feel like a zero. Okay, and that was... Which one was that? I gotta figure something out. I'll be right there with you. Okay, let's just listen to this one. This one's called Hey.
Anybody there?
I'm sorry, I'm going to start this over because I forgot the tally, which, or Polly updated the tally. It was 5 forwards, 41 returns. Okay, so from the top again on this one. If we use ones and zeros, people think it's all MIDI. No, it'll all be digital. All right, here we go. This again is Hey.
Anybody there? Oh, took a big fall, took it by the hook, we've been through it all. Oh, we fall down, get back up and look at us now. We are giving our hands, knowing that somebody understands. Just living this life, we come through strife like a cup full of now. Hey, come on in, we gon' live it up to the morning. Hey, come on in, we gon' live it up to the morning. Hey, come on in, we gon' live it up to the morning. Hey, come on in, we gon' live it up to the morning. Hey, join us now, we're gonna live it up and we'll show you how. We let it all go, the end of the week is as good as gold. After a couple back, just like making up for what we lack. Back by the end of the day, we're gonna make the wrong things feel alright. Hey, come on in, we gon' live it up to the morning. Hey, come on in, we gon' live it up to the morning. Hey, come on in, we gon' live it up to the morning. Hey, come on in, we gon' live it up to the morning. Hey, come on in, we'll show you how to swim your game. Got a soup and what you're born in. Hey, come on in, we'll show you how to swim your game. Got a soup and what you're born in. This is in party folks at the brim. Put your hands in the air, we're about to begin. This is in party folks at the brim. Put your hands in the air, we're about to begin. Someplace I know you wanna get it. You gotta need to be free and then I come see 1 minute. In a minute, seated in a minute, called space. This and a this and this and a bit is a thing trying. Second house underneath the rising sun. It's time everybody's getting along, having fun, calling every last one that didn't fit in. Just get in this house and give it all a minute. Hey, come on in, we gon' live it up to the morning. Hey, come on in, we gon' live it up to the morning. Hey, come on in, we gon' live it up to the morning. Hey, come on in, we gon' live it up to the morning. Hey, come on in, we gon' live it up to the morning. Hey, come on in, we gon' live it up to the morning. Hey, come on in, we gon' live it up to the morning. Hey, come on in, we gon' live it up to the morning.
The stuff going on in the chat room. For those of you who are not watching the chat room, you have no idea what you're missing out on. These people are funny. Sometimes they'll sick in the head, but funny. So cast your votes. +1 if you would forward that. -1 if you would return it. That was interesting. Little reggae, little hip-hoppy, kind of a cool vocal approach. Somebody I saw fly by mentioned, hey, there was no hello in there, but there was a hey in there. And the listing did say somewhere, Paxi tip. Think of different ways to say hello, formal and informal. Hi, hey, what's up? Yo, hiya, howdy, greetings. Why, hello there. So anything, that indicated a friendly greeting like, hey, hiya, hello, anything could have worked potentially. I'm curious to see how the voting goes. Nanu. Tune creator. Nanu to you. All right, Polly just gave us the total. Polly, I don't know, when you miss a show and we do one of these, it like freaks me out that I actually have to try and count these. I always worry I'm going to screw it up. So thanks for doing that. Okay, there were 12 people who would have forwarded it, 21 that said they would not, and the would nots win on this one. It was a cool tune. I think it had a lot of potential. I would, if I were the screener in that one, I would have been on the fence. But you guys nailed it. You were in there with the screener. Okay, moving on. This one that we are going to hear, I don't think I played this yet. This is called Hello, My Friend.
Hello, my friend. How have you been? Couldn't wait to talk with you. It's a lovely day, just had to say, and I've been missing you. Hola, aloha, jumbo, namaste. Merhaba, ni hao, salut, shalom. I wish we never had to say goodbye. So for now, let's say hello. Hola, aloha, jumbo, namaste. Merhaba, ni hao, salut, shalom. I wish we never had to say goodbye. So for now, let's say hello again. How long it's been, so nice to hear your voice. This time's been sweet until we meet, and I'm with you again. Let's say hello.
Cast your votes. +1 for a forward, -1 for a return. It was called Hello, My Friend. Somebody asked a question, are ukuleles still in? Surprisingly, yes. You would think that they'd be all played out, but there's really nothing friendlier than a uke. Let's face it. So, yeah, everybody in the industry is like, oh gosh, another one with the ukulele. But they work. And the ukulele, trying to do my best Hawaiian accent there, ukulele with a celeste, it's pretty hard to beat. Searches on to find the Ooks replacement. Yeah. Um, what's the like little 3/4 size guitar? Not baritone. You know what I'm talking about, right? 25 forwards, 10 returns as of now. A parlor guitar? I was thinking of a different word. I can't think of it now. It's one of those saxophone designations. I can't think of it. A baby Taylor. There you go. Oh, we had a baby Taylor that was a giveaway at the rally like 2 or 3 years ago. Just gorgeous. I so badly wanted to tell the people from Taylor, yeah, we gave that away in a drawing and then take it home. But no, a tenor. I think that's it, right? I love that thing. It was so pretty and it sounded great. Um, okay, that one was a forward, so I think that the eyes had it on that one. A Jew's harp. You know, I am damn good on one of those. All right, moving on. This one is called You're My Number One.
Hello, 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 hello. Hey, baby, I'm so glad to see you. Hey, baby, you're my number one. Hey, baby, I'm so glad to see you. Hey, baby, you're my number one. You're my number one. You're my number one.
Whoa, that was it. All right, cast your votes. +1 for a forward, -1 for a return. I'm not commenting till I see the votes roll in and Polly's tallied them up. So Funky is coming out of the closet on that one. That was funky. A lot of votes still rolling in. For people watching this later, they're wondering, why is Lasco just staring like the screen is frozen? It's because I'm watching the numbers roll in. I should do something more entertaining while that's happening. But, you know, frankly, I just don't have anything entertaining on my desk today. While we were talking about the Jew's harp before, did you guys see the electric kazoo that I featured in the Taxi Transmitter a month ago? I mean, come on, an electric kazoo through a looper? How cool would that be? I mean, seriously, you could be like Jimi Hendrix with that. Did anybody watch the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame thing? I think it was this past weekend, yeah. And at the end, they did a tribute to Prince. Oh my gosh, his guitar playing, just what do you say? Prince with a Strat or a Telly or anything, just amazing. Okay, 11 forwards and 19 returns on that. Loopazoo. There you go. Yep. Yeah, it was a telly. Yeah, I personally just love the funk in that one, but it just wasn't really on the hello mark somehow. But that was a cool song, and that could find its way into a film placement, I would think. All right, moving on to yet another song called Hello. Hello. Oh, hello. Here we go. Hello. Whoa. Yeah, that was a return.
I know you love me by the way you say hello. I know you love me by the way you say hello. I know you love me by the way you say hello. Hello, 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 hello. I know you love me by the way you say hello. I know you love me by the way you say hello. I know you love me by the way you say hello. Hello, 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 hello. I know you love me by the way you say hello. I know you love me by the way you say hello. I know you love me by the way you say hello. Hello, 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 hello.
All right. +1 for a forward, -1 for a return. I'm really curious. Really, really curious. I agree with you, Mabunji. Sound very David Bowie initially to me. Wow, the votes are coming in fast and furious. Good luck counting those, Polly. All right, Polly's got us an early total. See if anything else comes in. But as of right now, that one was 15 forwards, 25 returns. And the screener forwarded it. I personally would have forwarded that one. I think it was just cool. What can I tell you? It was just cool. I want to listen to the end, though. There's something I was looking for. Let's just listen to a little bit of the end. Remember now, they did mention, let me read this piece from the music supervisor. Spot I'm working on has a lot of voiceover in it and is centered on the idea of the greeting hello in various ways. Many ways exemplified in Spot are greeting others through technology, Skype, text, calling, etc. So a slight electronic element or electronic hybrid sound will work well, but I'm still open to non-electric sounds too. He did say warm, inviting, and upbeat. It was definitely upbeat, and I found it to be inviting, but not in a warm way. But I don't know that warm and inviting had to go together. Anyway, the song should have an instrumental on hand, or the writer should have an instrumental on hand, so the editors can cut around the voiceover in the spot. So I personally, as somebody who used to work on just tons and tons of commercials, I would have probably just gone with the drums and the bass and maybe leaked a couple of the instruments in just for effect here and there, and then gone with the hello, 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 gone. I personally thought that one had a ton of potential, but apparently the screener and I are in the minority. Yeah, there was a nice long percussion break. That's what gave me the idea of just, oh, you know what? You could break this down and just go with the, I mean, we're talking a 30-second spot, you know, with a lot of voiceover, probably wall to wall from the description that we got from the supervisor. Anyway, I thought that one had a ton of potential. Okay, and yet another song coming up now that is called, wait for it, Hello. Sometimes you get forwarded on potential. The potential that it could work. All right, cast your votes. +1 for forward on that, -1 for return. And I'm going to address something I saw in the chat while you guys are busy casting your votes with your hanging chads. Somebody said, yeah, I called Taxi and they said, make your submission 2 minutes. But Michael just said, I'm assuming that's Michael bracketed, said 30 seconds. Well, a TV spot is almost always 30 seconds. Sometimes they'll go 60 seconds. Sometimes they'll go 15. But more often than not, I'd say probably 75, 80% of commercials are 30 seconds. So pretty good assumption that a TV commercial is going to be 30 seconds. Could be 2 minutes if it were internet only, but this one they said it was going to be broadcast and internet. So what they meant when you called taxi and the person on the staff said 2 minutes, that's kind of the default length for cues, for stuff for film and TV. So that they probably said that because when in doubt, make it 2 minutes because they can always cut it down. So funny. Sometimes I think I can guess the ages of the people casting their votes or making comments by the things that they reference, the artists they reference. Ooh, this one was tight. The votes were 17 forwards and 18 returns on that one. And that one was, in fact, a return. I'm guessing it's because it said call me, Skype me, text me. Those of you who've been around for a while have heard me talk about this many, many times, but there's a thing in the industry called being too on the nose, like being too obvious about something. So yes, the music supervisor did in fact say many ways, saying hello in many ways exemplified in the spot are greeting others through technology, Skype, text, calling, etc. How can I say this nicest possible way? They think it's corny. Music supervisors think it's corny when something is very obvious and on the nose. So I'm guessing that the screener, who again is friends with the supervisor on this, thought, no, they'll think that's too on the nose. So that's my guess why that one didn't get forwarded. Bob says, I didn't hear that. Can I change my vote? Yeah, Mojo says, I kind of figured they'd be doing that with the visual. You'd be correct. All right, one more, and this one is called Hey Hello. Maybe I'll play the forwards one more time when we're all done, okay? All right, this one is Hey Hello, last one.
You're my sweet wildflower, unchained for love surprise. Drop that hot fire power, freely made, one of a kind. I know it's in your nature, your heart ain't used to love, but I'll try to liberate you, show how we can conquer. Oh, I can't wait a single little hour. After we say goodbye, I gotta say, hey, hello, how's your day, how are you? Hey, hello, by the way I like you. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm dying to kiss you. So, hey, hello, how's your day, how are you? How are you? Oh, ooh, ooh, how are you? I know that when I found you, I was the lucky one. Oh, blooming day, I miss you, counting down to the setting sun. Oh, I can't wait a single little hour. Oh, after we say goodbye, I gotta say, hey, hello, how's your day, how are you? Hey, hello, by the way I like you. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm dying to kiss you. So, hey, hello, how's your day, how are you? How are you? Oh, ooh, ooh, how are you? How are you?
All right, cast your votes. +1 for a forward, -1 for a return. And while you guys are casting those votes, I'm going to rewind the tape back to the top. And we're going to listen to all those forwards again. +11? Wow. Look at those votes rolling in, baby. Votes and comments like love, great, this just feels good. I was kidding, Crashical. There is no tape. You guys are so gullible. I can't believe how many people are actually writing in tape. Yeah, that one was hands down. Yeah, tape. There you go. Here. Yes, we have tape. Actually, I'm so old, it wouldn't be shocking if I did the show on tape. All right, yes, you guys are all correct. That was absolutely a forward. All right, congratulations to I mean, there wasn't a stinker. You know, I say this every time we do one of these ear training shows. No stinkers in there. Let's listen to the stuff that got forwarded. I don't have that much time. I'll play like 30 seconds of each one. Hopefully the levels won't be too weird.
All I can do is hope and pray that you'll walk by again today. No, I don't even know your name, so hello will be the first thing that I say. Hello. I'll say hello today. Hello, hello, hello.
Okay, next one.
Get up in the morning, awoken by the sunshine in my eyes. And out on the pavement, all the early souls are passing by. I am the one on the road in a jovial mode. I can't hide my affection. I'm going out of my way to make the most of my day. I'm driving a connection. Hey, good looking, hey, good morning. I just thought I'd say hello. Hey, it's a brand new day to dive into. I hope you get my memo.
Okay, next one.
Hello, my friend. How have you been? Couldn't wait to talk with you. It's a lovely day. Just had to say are jumbo now.
Yeah, these are all forwards.
Merhaba, ni hao, salut, shalom. I wish we never had to say goodbye. So for now, let's say hello.
Okay, moving on to another one called Hello. Thanks, Polly. Don't go away. Okay. And finally, a song called Hey Hello.
You must be wildflower, unchained for love surprise. Drop that hot fire bound with freely made one of a kind. I know it's in your nature, your heart ain't used to love, but I'll try to liberate you, show how we can conquer us. Oh, I can't wait a single little hour. After we say goodbye, I gotta say, hey, hello, how's your day, how are you? Hey, hello, by the way I like you. On a scale of 1 to 5, I'm trying to kiss you. So, hey, hello, how's your day, how are you? How are you? Ooh, 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 how are you?
Okay, throwing a fade on that one. Congratulations to all the folks who got played today. Great job. Good job on you guys for your votes. It really is great ear training, and it's not, frankly, sometimes people say, oh, it helps me see how the screeners think. It's how the human ear reacts to good music and right music. But that's why I do these shows. It's there to help you guys go, and have that aha moment. Somebody asked, how do these compare to the stuff that's on TV? Do you have a TV at home? I hope. I think they compare very favorably. I mean, there were a bunch of these I think could have absolutely been used. And Blasted said, that's why I didn't renew my membership. Everything or so much of what Taxi does is so folky oriented. Dear God, read the listings. Go to the listings page and just look at the listings top to bottom. There's so many listings that aren't acoustic based that sometimes we wish there were more acoustic based things, because a lot of our members do that. But oh my gosh, we've probably had, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 trap listings, I'm guessing, so far in 2016. And that's just one. What about EDM, dance pop? I mean, just tons of stuff that's not acoustic based. So go read all the listings. Obviously, you got a good lashing from your fellow chat room members on that. Okay, so before you guys go, I have a question. I have no ideas for a show next week. Thank you for all the compliments, you guys. I need some ideas, and not just like one question, but something I can build an entire show around. So if you guys have some ideas, let's take a minute, spew some out now. If you have other ideas for the show, send them in with a subject line in all caps that says Taxi TV Show Ideas to memberservices@taxi.com. That's Taxi TV show ideas in all capital letters so they stick out, and send it to memberservices@taxi.com. Burpo says more shows like this. I will try. I haven't done a whole lot of these so far in 2016. How about what the hell is trap music? I'll tell you, there are a lot of those genres I think are remarkably close, but you could say that I guess there are a lot of gray areas about a lot of genres. What is trap music? I had 2 songs rejected by Taxi. No, we don't reject anything. We just return them. Hip hop trap that were used in reality TV. It's not in my head. It doesn't mean anything. Just 'cause they may not have been right for the listing. We didn't like say you suck. They just probably weren't right for that listing or what that company wanted for. Stuff that we don't forward all the time ends up in other libraries because maybe they've got a more broad or general listing, or maybe you've already got an entree at that library and send it to them and they're not looking for anything in particular, but they hear it and they like it. Just because we don't forward it for a particular listing doesn't mean that it's not good or great. It just means it's not right for that listing more often than not. Dated sounds for instrumental cues versus current. Dated versus current and instro. All right. Mixing tips. We've got a lot of shows to talk about mixing. Tons of them. How about going through the office and meet the staff? You know what? We've added a lot of great staff people this year. I got to say, I haven't done a meet the staff in a long time. I don't know if I can do 90 minutes on that without scaring the crap out of them. But I like that idea. We just had a new young lady start today named Kimberly. Ashley just started here a few weeks ago. She's been hitting out of the park. Matthew started here a month or so ago. He's been doing incredibly well. I'm sure I'm leaving somebody out, but yeah, we've got just awesome staff members right now. Cass says I could do this kind of show all the time. Anything to encourage us to continue. Success stories. Speaking of which, coming up in a few weeks, speaking of success stories, I'm going to have 2 guys on the show that are both earning nice 6-figure incomes, doing primarily, if not entirely, instrumental music, almost entirely instrumental music. I don't have my book with me, so I don't know the dates, but I think it's coming up in early June. I'm going to have Chuck Henry do a show, and we're actually going to show you how to build, I forget what kind of track. Can't remember. And then the following week, we're going to do Stephen Baird. And both these shows are going to be remotes in the studio with these guys to have them show you how they build tracks and how they earn 6-figure incomes with the music they make. Gosh, we've got a ton of shows about encouraging you to continue. You know what? All of our members who are making, look, we have members that are making $500 a year, $2,000 a year, $5, $10, $20, $40, $50,000 a year. Virtually every single one of them wanted to quit. They wondered, gee, why is my stuff getting forwarded 30% of the time and I never hear from these companies? I just addressed that in an email that went out yesterday. There's just so much on the Taxi Forum, on these shows, at the Road Rally. All the things you have questions for are answered. You just have to partake in everything that's on the table in front of you. Dated versus current, difference between scary and tension, scary versus tension. I don't know if I could do a whole show on that, but I'll try. Stylistic, oh man, I'm going to have to do these after the show. They're going by too quickly. redo my first show. I don't even remember the first show. Meet the chat members. You guys crack me up. No kidding. Yeah, I already mentioned that. AJ, that I'm going to do 2 shows coming up in like the next 30 days. Reach out to local members. Where'd that go? All right, interview members from your neighborhood. We've got some, actually. We've got a couple of people right around here. Anyway, I got to bug out, but this show's gone on way too long. Thank you so much for hanging out this long, you guys. Thanks so much for the voting. I hope it was helpful. And I will pick a subject from this list, and I will see you guys back here next week for another exciting episode of Taxi TV Live. Bye-bye, y'all.